This is about all nations can't be saved. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS were well. Peace, citation, like Akim in the four corners, wisdom, truth, and sincerity. Peace be unto you, Shalom. And first, with all nations can't be saved, first you have to understand who's salvation for. And it's really so simple as John 4, and I believe 22, but I'm about to head there anyways. St. John chapter 4 and verse, St. John 4 and 22. Matter of fact, let me start at verse 21. Yahushua saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor at Jerusalem worship the Father. Now he's talking to the Samaritan. That goes back to 2 Kings 17th chapter about how the Samaritans were put into the land. And then there was lions that slew them. And then they had to bring a priest of the captivity to come back to our land to teach them how to keep the law, statutes, and commandments so that the lions wouldn't slay them. So to that day, Samaritans were in the land following our laws, statutes, and commandments to keep lions from killing them. And he is talking to the ancestor, or not the ancestor, those are her ancestors. So this woman that she's talking to, she's the offspring of those Samaritans in the land. Okay, it says, Yahushua saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. It's as simple as that. He made a separation and distinction between her. Salvation is of the Jews. Not for you. We could close the book right there. But there's people that believe, oh no, it's for everybody. All right. Everybody's favorite verse, John 3:16. And it's funny because John 3:16 is just a chapter behind. So we're in John 4:22. But let's read it anyway, nevertheless. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Now, if the word world in that sentence means everybody on the planet, then you got a point. You're right. But that word world in John 3:16 does not mean everybody on planet Earth. It does not. The word world in that verse, that's talking about Israel. The word world in a worldly sense, to describe what the word world means, it means society. Like the sports world, that's a society. The sports world is talking about just that part, that section. The hip hop world, the fashion world. It's not talking about all people everywhere on God's green earth. It never has and never was talking about that. Now he's quoting Isaiah 45:17. I'm about to read it, and it reads as follows. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Israel is the world. That's the context. That's why in John 4:22, he says salvation is of the Jews. Because Israel, that's talking about Israel. It's that simple. But oh no, it got to be even simplified more than that, because Not my Jesus. He wouldn't come and only save the Slocky, brother. He wouldn't just come and just save black people. Salvation ain't just for black people. All right. You're right. It ain't just for black people. Nobody ever said salvation is only for black people. If you heard that, that was from another camp. You heard that from somebody who had a GMS title on their video. They're going to F off. Could be possibly an agent. But no, we don't teach that only black people can be saved. This is Revelations chapter 7 and verse 9. It says, Revelation 7 and 9. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. So, see, all people, all nations, everybody can make it, right? Again, that would be a contradiction of what we just read. Salvation being of the Jews. So let's put everything in context. Context, context, context. Everything got to be put in context. We're going to go to Deuteronomy. Numbers, Deuteronomy, here we go. Deuteronomy chapter, this is Deuteronomy 4:27. All right, yep. Deuteronomy 4:27. And it says, I call, wait, no, that's 26. 27. Deuteronomy 4:27. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahweh shall lead you. There ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. So it is prophesied that we will be scattered amongst the nations. Scattered amongst the nations. And let's give you an idea how much this scattering is going to take place. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 25. Yahweh shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. We're going to be chased out of our land. Goes back to 70 AD. And we're going to be led into all the kingdoms of this earth. That prophecy is for Israel, no other nation. That prophecy is talking about Israel. We're going to be led into all places and all nations. And now, let me see if I can find this in Ezra real quick. Ezra, because what is the significance of being scared? Might be Nehemiah. Okay, yep, I found it. Where do I want to start at though? Before I get to the main point. Okay, all right. Ezra 2 and 1. Because we were scattered among all nations, but let's see what happens when you're scattered. Ezra 2 and 1. Now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity of those which had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away unto Babylon, and came again unto Jerusalem and Judah, every one unto his city. So they was taken out and basically scattered. Which came with Zerubbabel, Yahushai, Nehemiah, Sariah, Realiah, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispar, Bagavi, Raham, Banah, the number of the men of the people of Israel. Now it goes on to name genealogy from verses 2 all the way to verse 58. And now I'm about to read verse 59. And these were they which went up from Telamah, Tel Harasa, Sherub, Adon, and Immer. But they could not show their father's house and their seed, whether they were of Israel. So you had some that couldn't prove and show that their lineage. Hey, I'm of the seed of Israel. Hey, I'm of the tribe of Judah. Some people couldn't show their lineage. Right now, how many of you who are so-called African Americans or so-called Native Americans or whatever can show your lineage? You can't show your lineage. So you saying that you are Israel? How can anybody know that you being truthful? You got to go by the Spirit. So Israel has been scattered into all nations. We can't show our lineage. We can't pull out the scroll and say, "Hey, man, here's my family, uh, the heir of my family." Uh, uh, one more. This is Nehemiah 7:64. These sought their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but it was not found. Therefore were they as polluted, put from the priesthood. We can't prove our lineage, but what we can prove is we are suffering from these curses. That's our genealogy right there. Let me see if I can find real quick. And where was I about to go? Oh, yeah, Amos. That's where I was about to look into. Amos real quick. If I can't find it, I can't find it. But sometimes I got a feeling I have it close to where I want to go. All right. Or it could be Zechariah. Matter of fact, I think it is Zechariah. Actually, Zephaniah 3 and 9. It says, "For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yahweh to serve him with one consent." Now, why would we have? Now, what was that pure language? Everything was made at the beginning was perfect. So the language that we were speaking in the beginning was perfect, the pure language, which was Hebrew. There's nothing more pure than that. So why would we have to turn to a pure language? Because our language was stripped from us, and we're speaking, with stammering lips. So we're speaking all this other languages and multiple tongues. We're scattered in all nations, and we're speaking the language of, guess what? The nations in which we are scattered in. That's what we're doing. Now, let's grab one more before I close out. This is Mark chapter 11. Mark chapter 11. I'm gonna start verse 17, then I'm gonna read backwards and go back and read up into 17. Mark 11:17. And he taught, saying unto them, is it not written, my house shall be called of all nations, the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. So he's quoting it. He says, my house shall be called of all nations. Now, what happened for him to quote that? All nations, right? Let's see if he's actually rebuking them for not accepting all nations. Because he quoted it, right? What happened? Mark 11 and verse 15. And they come to Jerusalem, and Yahushua went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the table of the money changers. Salakia. I'll start from the top again. And they come to Jerusalem, and Yahushua went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves, and would not suffer that any man should carry any vessel through the temple. And he taught, saying unto them, is it not written, my house shall be called of all nations, the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves? He's rebuking them for the den of thieves part. He's not rebuking them and saying, hey man, why y'all don't got no Moabites up in here? Why y'all don't got no Ammonites? Don't you know all nations? This is supposed to be for all nations. He didn't. He quoted it, but he didn't rebuke them for not bringing in other natural Gentiles. Because John 17. Because John 17 in verse 9, real quick. St. John 17 and 9. Uh, wait. 1 second. Maybe it's 18. Yeah, John Slacky. John 18. St. John 18 and 20 says, Yahushua answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort, and in secret have I said nothing. So he taught in the temples where Israel was, where the Jews were. Why didn't he come to mind? Oh yeah, this is supposed to be a house of of prayer for all. Let me bring in all nations. No, 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 no. Doesn't work like that. Most Highs never came in and just said, "Hey man, bring some Hammies in here, some Moabites in here, some Japhites in here." Man, no, don't work like that. Ishmaelites in here. It don't work like that. Salvation is of the Jews. That olive tree talked about in Romans 11th chapter about other nations being grafted in. Jeremiah 6 and 2. Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse. Wait, nope. Not 2. It got to be 11. Or is it 11 and 16? Yep, 11 and 16. Jeremiah 11 and 16. It says, Yahweh called thy name a green olive tree, fair and of a goodly fruit. The noise of a great tumult. He hath kindled fire upon it, and the branches of it are broken. So the olive tree, the branches got broken off, and they have to be grafted back in. That olive tree is Israel. It's that simple. It's not difficult. Don't make it difficult. And on that note, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakudash. That belongs to Elders GMS Ruel. Peace, salutations, and shalom.